On the 13th of August 1940, 1,979 evacuees arrived in Madeira.
Aqueles olhos, aqueles olhos, aqueles olhos que refletem luz no meu coração.
20 women stayed, no? They fell in, I think so.
They
fell in love and they stayed. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to my second cousin, Anna Isabel. My grandmother, her parents and her siblings were evacuated to Madeira and they lived in Funchal. They were fortunate enough to be able to rent their own home and they even had help there. And Marilu, my granny's younger sister, was swept off her feet by a striking Madeiran man. And she made Madeira a home, didn't she?
Yes, it's true. She met my father here and they were very happy together during all their lives. It's true. When she came, she didn't know anyone here, but she was able to go out to mingle with the Madeiran people, and she was very welcomed here. She and all the others, all of them. And they were a good group who gave an example to the women here in Madeira, how one could go out by themselves alone, that there was no problem with that.
Perhaps she was able to enjoy more freedom here than she would have if she'd gone back to Gibraltar.
Probably. She always remembered Gibraltar and her family, of course, but she adapted very, very well here to Madeira. And then she taught here. She was a teacher. She taught in the English school for the children of the Gibraltarians that were here.
But that was during the evacuation. That was whilst they evacuated.
Yes,
she was no more than a child herself, really.
I suppose 16, 17.
16, 17 years old. There's a picture of her here, where in her class. And these are all the Gibraltarian girls. And some boys, a couple of boys.
I remember seeing them in lots of pictures my mother had. These two, they were very alike. They were twins. My mother died in 2009. Not so long.
No, not long at all, really. Yeah, that's why I remember her so well. And she sent you to Gibraltar to live for a couple of years.
2 years. I was there in Gibraltar with my grandparents there. Grandpa and Grandma.
Grandpa Louis and Granny Victoria, yeah?
Victoria. They lived in Main Street in front of the house of
the courts.
Courts.
Right opposite.
Opposite the courts.
Right opposite the courts.
And I went to Saint Loreto.
Loreto Convent.
Loreto Convent. Every day, of course. That's where I learned Spanish and English.
Did Auntie Marilu keep in touch with the other Gibraltarian women? Because I understand that there were quite a few of them who stayed.
Yes, quite a few. They always met. Every week or 2 weeks they met to have a tea and go to concerts. Yes, she met with all of them. But her best friend was Margot and Anita Alcantara.
But she used to go back to Gibraltar quite a bit, didn't she?
Yes, when we were young, she went every year in summer. She spent their summer with the three of us. I have one brother and one sister. She went with us to Gibraltar, always, for the summer holidays.
They had a good life, so we could sum it up by saying that Madeira was very good to Auntie Marilu. Yeah.
And to the other ones who stayed here too. I remember they all met and they came to our house. Mommy went to their house. They had tea. They had the 5 o'clock tea. They kept that tradition.
She did keep tea time.
True. And it's like it was their second home for them.
Madeira is part of a Portuguese archipelago situated in the North Atlantic Ocean, southwest of Portugal. It measures 741 square kilometers with a population of 289,000, over half living in Funchal and the other half scattered over the 10 remaining municipalities. Madeira is a popular tourist destination, attracting 1 million visitors each year. The evacuees were not tourists. The majority of Gibraltarians who came here may have elected and indeed paid to do so, but it was not a choice they made willingly. The choice they did make was to make it their home. They immersed themselves in the community and embraced all Madeira had to offer. And I intend to do the same. This is Câmara de Lobos, a fishing village located on the western coast, which, as you can see from these narrow streets and cobblestone, it looks pretty much like it did originally. Now, it's a working fishing village, and that's the reason why I've come here. Was when I spoke to the Gibraltarians back home, those who'd been evacuated to Madeira, and I obviously asked them, you know, what dishes come to mind, what should I go and try? One that was repeated time and time again was espada. Espada with banana, very bizarre combination. Now I had to ask, what is espada? I'd never heard of that fish before. And it's the black scabbard fish. It's a very large fish, slimy looking, black, lots of teeth, very unappealing, and actually a fish that is very rarely eaten. I'm also here to try it. I asked around to discover whether they were having a festa, perhaps festa of the espada, because you can see they're all hanging over the top. But apparently not. It's decorated like this all year round. But I felt I really needed to point out that I think it's wonderful because it's all done with recycled materials. Now, walking along this street, there's a really pleasant surprise in store. If you'd like to take a look to the left, I'm faced by the man himself, living legend, the god that is Cristiano Ronaldo, beginning a street full of beautifully decorated doors, once again using recycled material. They're all using cans from soft drinks. I've been reliably informed that the fishermen, prior to going out on a very arduous, difficult fishing expedition, which is what fishing espada is all about. It can involve a night fish over 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I was asking around and they told me that the latest batch that was caught, or shoals that were caught all the way in the Azores, and that was 21 days out at sea, which is pretty tough going by anyone's standards. But the tradition here in Câmara de Lobo is to pop into a little chapel, which is here right in the corner. The patron saint, Saint Peter, of course, patron saint of the fishermen. Now, it's tradition to pop into this little chapel, which is right opposite where the fish are burst, right at the mouth of the cove that is Câmara de Lobo. They'd pop in here, pray for guidance and for safety and for a blessing, so that they were kept safe and that they caught large, large shoals of fish. And then, on the way back, as a reward, they would drink boncha. My very first boncha, 40%, the fisherman's boncha. Wish me luck. Wow, for all the wrong reasons. That is very, very, very strong. My eyes are watering. I don't think I've had anything quite so strong before. They've tried to disguise it with a very, very strong lemon, which is very good, but it just takes your breath away completely. So when you first have a sip, you just think, wow, I'm chewing and sucking on a lemon. Can't really taste the sugar. And then as you actually gulp it down, I'm on fire, incredible warmth, but that is pure, pure alcohol.
What'll it be?
Obrigado. That looks absolutely fabulous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the espada, the black scabbard fish with the grilled banana on top. A very, very unusual combination. Although I have had it in curries before, but not with fish. I'm going to tuck right in. They're quite large fillets of fish, and meaty and fleshy. That's something that I didn't expect. Seems to be served with a garlic and alioli mayonnaise. Absolutely delicious, delicious, delicious. That works so well together. It's a marriage, a perfect marriage. There's the sweetness of the banana, which is slightly caramelized, with this very fleshy, quite subtle tasting fish actually.
Snake eyes, a sly smile can hold you.
As the day draws to an end, I sense that my adventure is just beginning.
Wanna play cheat, I says the slow. A diamond no flies to his nose.